If you're a rental property owner and you're not following these laws, you're risking everything you have. Hey there, property leaders. I'm former United States Army Sergeant Anthony Russell, and today we're going to talk about Americans with disabilities. As landlords, we are constantly faced with applicants from all walks of life, and if you don't know how to handle each individual one, you are heading for a world of hurt. Every applicant is different. Some even try and cheat the system. You have to be on your toes. There's applicants that lie about their credit history, about their eviction history, all types of things. But you know what? Some of them aren't always lying. And that is the question today. What happens when you come across an applicant that claims that they have a service dog? Are they lying? Are they telling the truth? What do you do? Making the wrong choice here could cost you thousands of dollars. Don't forget, every time you hit that like and subscribe button, you increase your chances by 50% that you won't have any repairs this weekend. Also, check out my book, Leadership for Landlords, now available on Amazon. As far as landlords, we're only concerned about 3 categories: pets, emotional support animals, and service dogs. Service dogs are trained to perform a specific task for somebody that has a disability. That task might be something like being a blind person seeing eye dog, or alerting a veteran that there's something that's about to trigger their PTSD. Support animals, however, just provide comfort to the person they're with. They can be recommended by a doctor, but they're not covered under the same laws as service dogs. Support animals don't also always have to be dogs. Support animals do have their own laws, though, that I'm not going to cover here. One thing to keep in mind, if you have a tenant that has a service dog that's in training, those dogs are not covered under the ADA until they are fully trained. Once again, pets are not covered under the Fair Housing Act or the ADA. Story time. I have a service dog. I have a psychiatric service dog from my time in the United States Army for my service overseas. My service dog's name is ISO, and he is a great dog. As a service dog owner, I have had a ton of issues in public. It's actually gotten to the point where I don't use my service dog anymore because it's just too much of a hassle. Basically, every single time that I took my service dog into public, people would harass us. They would tell us that I didn't need to have a service dog, I was faking it, it was a fake service dog, all types of things, just because I don't appear to have a physical disability. And this is the problem that you're going to run into as a landlord. You are not a doctor. You don't know why that person may or may not have a service dog, and it could run you into trouble. So as landlords, what do we need to know in regards to the Americans with Disabilities Act and the Fair Housing Act? First of all, service dogs are not required to wear patch or vest. So if you have a tenant that's claiming that they have a service dog, but the dog isn't wearing a patch or vest, that's not a big deal. It's not legally required. There's also no official certification and/or registration for service dogs, and none is required by the law, though voluntary ones do exist. Usually you see these in colleges. Service dogs can be any type of breed. Also, if a city has a breed ban, that doesn't apply to service animals. Handler is 100% responsible for taking care of the animal. If the animal looks mistreated or abused, then that is the handler's fault, and they could be evicted for that. Anywhere in your building a human can go, a service dog can go, and you can't restrict them. Service animals must be kept under control at all times. If they get out of control, the handler must be able to bring them back under control. Remember, they're animals though, not robots. Sometimes animals chase squirrels. The important part is that the handler is able to get them back under control. The Fair Housing Act plays off of the ADA and adds to it. According to the Fair Housing Act, service dogs are not pets, and they're not required to abide by your pet policy, regardless if one exists or not. You can't charge a pet deposit, pet rent, or a pet fee for service dogs. Landlords can require written verification from a doctor that a tenant has a disability, but not specifically what that disability is. Landlords can require written verification from a healthcare provider that a service dog is needed. Landlords can request animal health records, but it's not mandatory. And finally, landlords can evict if the service dog is being disruptive, like barking, destroying property, being violent toward other animals or tenants, and not being taken care of or handled properly. Okay, now you have the knowledge that you need to accept tenants that have service dogs. And remember, I am just a random landlord on the internet. I am not an attorney, and this does not constitute legal advice. If you have any questions, you should absolutely reach out to an attorney. Also, on the note of accepting applicants, if you're having trouble renting your apartments, check out some of my other videos. I have videos on desperate renting and how to be more confident when selling apartments. All right, property leaders, that's enough for today. Get out into those buildings, get on patrol, and find something to fix, huh? If you'd like a copy of my book, Leadership for Landlords, check it out on Amazon, available now in paperback and ebook. Please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. All right, property leaders, get out on patrol, get into those buildings and find something to fix, huh?